I got digital dash, can't ride with a op. I walk in the store and I buy the stock. I hide in the bins and pull out the lot. Got Tiffany diamond, it cost me a lot. They flying like birds, but drop on this hot. 400 degrees, I burned up the block. Burn out, make one call, they turn out. CC the gang, get the word out. When the shit getting hot, you the first out. Cover my wrist with a watch and I flood it with rocks. Now I look at the time all day. Be high, right through your block and I drop off the top. And I know you can see my face. You my dog at the end, don't care what the bitches say.
Leave a like on this video within the next 5 seconds for 2K to finally fix their servers. I would not risk it. Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Fitz, back with yet another video. Today I got y'all with the best badge setup for every category. Where we talking about finishing, shooting, playmaking, and defensive. Now, if you guys want me to go into deep detail going over each upgrade that you get, so like going from 1 to 30 with guards and bigs for every category, and make specific videos for every category, all you gotta do is spam this like button. But I know that y'all really rather than be all in one video, so I did the quicker version so y'all can pretty much see what y'all need on every single badge setup, what's important first, all the way to the last badge upgrade that you get. So yeah, man, I'm gonna be going over every single category, giving you guys the best badge setup. So yeah, man, without further ado, if you haven't liked the video, smash, break, destroy, and the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Without further ado, though, let's hop straight into it. Alright, so first things first, when it comes to the best badge setup, we always gonna go over the finishing. Now, like I was saying in the intro, I'm gonna go in order of what badge you should put on first. Whether you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 30. Now, if you all want the in detail, like I said, spam the like button. Now, I'll go over the in detail badge setups for every single category. All you gotta do is like. But yeah, first things first, we're gonna go over the finishing badge setup. So first badge I'm gonna be putting on the finishing badge setup is Showtime. Showtime is overpowered whether you're a lockdown, a guard, or a big. If you can do a flashy dunk or even get part dunks, put on Showtime, and it's gonna help your teammates get takeover that much faster. So if it comes to a first badge I'm putting on, I'm going with Showtime. Now if I'm on a playmaking shot creator or something like that, I might put on Giant Slayer or Slowly Finisher. But if you have like 3, you can get gold. More than likely you're not one of those type of builds, so yeah, go ahead and put on Showtime. All right, so the next badge I would put on is Contact Finisher. Now, this depends on a lot of things. Now, if you're a big man, I would go with Lob City Finisher here, because more than likely, you're not going to really be going for contact dunks on a really crazy, right? So I would go with Lob City Finisher here. So depending on what you are, big man or a guard, I would go with Lob City Finisher. But if you're a guard, go with Contact Finisher. If you can get contact dunks, if you can't get contact dunks, go with Slithy Finisher. But yeah, that really depends on what you are. If you can get contact dunks, go with Contact Finisher. If you're a big man, go with Lob City Finisher. If you're a guard and you don't get contact dunks, just go with Slithy Finisher. All right, next, after that, Slithy Finisher. Easy. Whether you're big, a guard, if you was a big, you put on Lob City Finisher, I would go with Contact Finisher here. If you're a guard and you already put on Slithy Finisher, you don't get contact dunks, go with Giant Slayer. But in essence, I would say the third most important badge on a badge setup for sure is Slithy Finisher, because Slithy Finisher is going to pretty much negate the negatives of Contact Finisher, and it's going to give you the best animation possible in every single situation. And it's an animation based game, so it's very important to do that. Then when it comes to a lot of other things that Slithy Finisher does, it's going to up your dunk frequency, a lot of different things. It's really a badge that if you use it, you know how good it is. If you don't use it, you know what I'm saying, you just gotta use it. It's that simple. But yeah, I didn't really go into detail on Contact Finisher. Let me go over that real quick. It's gonna help you make more contact layups and do more contact dunks, but it does create contact as much as possible. So that's why you really want to negate it with Slithy Finisher. So yeah, it's just that simple. All right, next badge that we're gonna be putting on is Relentless Finisher. Relentless Finisher, that is gonna help you get more dunks, layups, contact dunks, whatever you're trying to do at the rim, especially when fatigued, at the highest rate possible. And it's gonna be a really underrated badge and a really good badge that you really just want to put on. It's just that simple. All right, next badge we're gonna be putting on is Lob City Finisher. Lob City Finisher, like I said, if you're a big man, you can be putting it on a lot earlier, but now we got all these other badges out the way that we definitely want to have on. So now we're gonna go with Lob City Finisher, and yeah, that's gonna be pretty much like the 5th most important badge. And also, Bronze Lob City Finisher is probably the best bronze badge in the game, so that is another big thing that I need to go over. So yeah, Lob City Finisher, definitely want to have that on. And yeah, that's going to be the 5th badge we're putting on. All right, next badge we're gonna be putting on is Giant Slayer. Giant Slayer, really good badge, bro. It's a really good badge. It's underrated. Now, in a game like this where everybody's not that tall, it's not as overpowered as it could be. But yeah, Giant Slayer is going to be reducing the high effectiveness of layups over taller defenders. Now, you might be like, you're really only supposed to be putting this on for one reason. Now, that is true, but also Giant Slayer actually makes it harder for your build to get blocked. So remember that it is the best defensive badge. So Giant Slayer, no matter what type of build you are, a big man, a guard, it's going to be very useful because it's going to make it that much harder for your build to get blocked. So yeah, man, Giant Slayer is the badge that we just put on. All right, next is going to be Fancy Footwear. Now, Fancy Footwear got a big nerf this year. Got a big nerf, but for my play style, it really helps me a lot. I do a lot of Euros, a lot of spin layups. So yeah, it's gonna help me get around people, stun people as much as possible. Especially if you're a slasher. If you get this many badge grades, you're gonna be a slasher pretty much. So yeah. Now, there's a lot of other badges you can put on like Acrobat, Consistent Finisher. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Fancy Footwear. All right, next, last but not least, this is going to be pretty much the best layup badge in the game, in my opinion, Consistent Finisher. Now, if you're a person that's good at timing your layups, because I'm not a person that really time my layups. I don't use meter. So yeah, I don't really time my layups that well. So if you're a person that really is good at timing your layups, just go ahead and go with Pro Touch. Or if you're a person that spams like acrobatic layups like Euros, or you do double clutches, go with Acrobat. It's just that simple. It's up to you on that last one. Acrobat, Consistent Finisher, or Pro Touch. So yeah, that's going to be the order of how I would do my badges for finishing that setup. Alright, before we go too far into this video, I want to make sure to go over this. Now, we were at 4.2%. We're all the way up to 9.7%. But still, 90% of y'all that are watching my videos aren't even subscribed. I know y'all mess with the videos. We finna be going so crazy, so you might as well hit that sub button. It's that simple. All right, next is going to be the shooting badge setup. Now, for the shooting badge setup, it's going to be quite simple. So we're going to have, first things first, we're going to have range extender. First things first, that is the most important shooting badge because that's going to be extending your range, making it that much easier to shoot within your range, make you be able to get a lot more greens. So yeah, that's very obvious. Best shooting badge in the game, range extender. Next, Hot Zone Hunter, just as good, it's not better for sure, but I would say range extender is better. Not as important either. Hot Zone Hunter. Hot Zone Hunter, when you get hot zones, it's gonna make that much easier. Shoot within your hot zones, get more greens and all that type of stuff. But also, Hot Zone Hunter on top of that is gonna make it that much easier to hit your shots because your make percentage is gonna go up, make your green window bigger, and that's gonna make it easier to get greens and make more shots. So yeah, Hot Zone Hunter, range extender, the first two badges we're gonna be putting on. Next, corner specialist. This is kind of a universal badge. This is gonna be helpful for people that like to do off the dribble middies, and people that want to spot up in the corner, whether you're a spot up or a guard. Corner specialist, silver. I don't go past silver. It's the best bang for your buck. It's just as good as gold in Hall of Fame. Is gold in Hall of Fame better? Yes, but it's just marginally better. So yeah, corner specialist is gonna help you in a lot of different situations. It's not just for like in the corner threes. It's for mid ranges too. So me personally, I like to do my little pull-ups towards the corner or phase towards the corner, and it helps me a lot. So yeah, I like going with corner specialist as my next badge. All right, next after that, we got Deadeye. Deadeye is gonna also be a universal badge, whether you're a spot up or a guard. Why is it good for spot ups? Because people are gonna be trying to close out and bait. It's gonna be a lot harder for that if they have Hall of Fame Deadeye or whatever Deadeye you're gonna be putting on. So yeah, Deadeye, you already understand how it can be very good for a guard that's gonna be drilling the ball, because a lot of times in this game, guards get doubled, they get helped off of. It's a lot of different things that you can do, and it's gonna be really good to be able to get a lot more open shots. It's just that simple. Then the next badge, catch and shoot. Catch and shoot is gonna help you shoot off the catch in a lot situations a lot better. Now, one thing I would say about catch and shoot is one of the best bronze badges in the game. Just like I was saying with Lob City Finisher, catch and shoot is also one of the best bronze badges in the game. So yeah, catch and shoot, the next badge we putting on. After that, Green Machine. This is going to be a really good badge for if you're getting greens, but all these other badges, it's going to help you get that next green, that next green, that next green, that next green, and that next green. It's going to be making that much easier to get the next green and the next green, because your green window is getting bigger and bigger and bigger as you keep getting greens, making that much easier to get greens. But also, as your green window is getting bigger, that's because your make percentage is going up after each green you're getting consecutively. So that's going to make it that much easier just in general to make the next shot. So yeah, man, the next badge we put on was Green Machine. Next, Hot Start or Clutch Shooter. I'll kind of split it half and half because it's really up to you. If you want to go with Hot Start, that's up to you. If you want to go with Clutch Shooter, that's up to you. It's really depending on you. Hot Start is for the beginning of the game. You can make all your shots at the beginning of the game. As soon as you miss, it does nothing. It gives you an added bonus for that. It's kind of like Green Machine. So pretty much, if you shoot one shot, that's going to have a higher chance of making the next shot if you make that. And then if you make the next shot, it's going to have a higher chance of making the next shot. And if you make the next shot, it's going to keep going up. It's like Green Machine, but it's just depending on how you start the game. It's not about greening. It's not about making it. It's just going to keep making your make percentage go up and up and up the more you shoot and make the shot. As soon as you miss, it does nothing. Clutch shooter, kind of similar, but only for the end of the game. So if you're playing like a 5v5, it's pretty much like for fourth quarter in every overtime. And then like at the park, it's like the last 5 points, I believe. So yeah, pretty much that simple. And every point after 21, if you're like in a close game going back and forth, it's gonna still be adding for that. So yeah, for sure, clutch shooter, definitely a good badge too. So it really depends on what you rather. Do you rather start off the game good or end the game good? It's up to you. Next badge is just gonna be putting on whatever badge you didn't put on at a clutch shooter in hot start. That's badge we're gonna be putting on now. Now there's other badge you can use. Bomb shooter is another great badge that you can use. I like using it. For me, I know a lot of people don't like it, but for me, it helps me a lot because as you keep shooting, it's going to make that next shot go have a higher make percentage. Even if you miss, the more shots you take, the higher chance you making the shots. It's just literally based off shot attempts. So if you shoot one shot, the next shot is gonna have a higher chance of making the shot. So as your make percentage keeps going up, as you keep shooting, your green one is gonna get bigger and bigger as the game goes on. So it's a really, really good badge. It just depends on your play style. A lot of people don't think it do anything. So if you're one of those people, that's why I kind of didn't put it. But yeah, that's going to be the shooting badge setup. All right, next is the playmaking badge setup. So for the playmaking badge setup, the most important badge, hands down, quick first step. Quick first step, that's going to be how you get open for anything that you're trying to do. A dunk, a layup, a contact dunk, a three, a midi, or even if you're trying to help your teammates get open off of you getting open. It's just that simple. So yeah, quick first step is going to be really overpowered. Even if you speed glitching, it's how you get the highest or fastest speed boost possible. Speed boosting is trash in this game, so really all people do is speed glitch, and it's even gonna make your speed glitch even faster. So yeah, quick first step is the first badge we're putting on. Next is going to be handles for days. Handles for days, it's quite simple. Handles for days, it's gonna be reducing the stamina issue in this game. Why did we go with that over unpluckable? Because stamina is a bigger deal than getting ripped on this game, because if you have no stamina, it's gonna be hard to do pretty much anything in this game. So yeah, we're gonna go with handles for days. Then the next badge, we would definitely go with unpluckable, because it's gonna make it that much harder to get ripped every single time we're coming up the court, whether it's the on ball steal. Now, I'm not sure if unpluckable really does that much for bump steals, but I've seen a lot of centers that don't even use unpluckable. It's really hard for them to get ripped on bump steals. Now, when it comes to like poking the ball loose, it's really easy to poke the ball loose on them, yeah, because they have no unpluckable. So yeah, unpluckable does work for like pickpocketing and stuff like that if people are trying to pluck you. But yeah, when it comes to bump steals, it's still a little if. Next, ankle breaker. This is the best badge, most overpowered badge in the game. Whenever you make the defender go the wrong way, you do a certain move in this game, every single time it's gonna take the ankles. So yeah, ankle breaker, very, very overpowered. So yeah, that's the next badge I would put on. It's gonna make you be able to get open, be on 5-on-4 if you're on 5v5, 3-on-2 if you're on the threes, 2-on-1 if you're on the twos. It's just that simple. It's gonna put people into animations. The highest tier you have it at, the bigger of an animation or the longer of an animation they're gonna get into. Then we got floor general. Floor general is a badge that, depending on what tier you have it up, is gonna help your teammates' offensive attributes. So at bronze, +1 to all their offensive attributes, all the way to Hall of Fame, it's gonna go up to +4 to all their offensive attributes. So yeah, floor general, as you can tell, is a very, very good badge. It can help people reach thresholds on shooting, reach thresholds on dribbling, and yeah, it's just a really, really good badge. Then when it comes to the next badge, needle threader. Needle threader, I've been on that wave lately. It's gonna make your passes a lot faster. So if you feel like your build throws very slow passes, whether you're big or a guard, needle threader is definitely the badge for you. And it's gonna make your passes even harder to get stolen also. So yeah, needle threader, just such a great badge. It's such a great badge. It's like kind of like a go-to badge for me. I like throwing dots, and it's just a really good badge for me. It's just that simple. Then when it comes to dimer, whenever you're passing it to people and they shoot off the catch, it's gonna be extremely good for you. So if you're a person that's setting screens, if you have somebody in the corner, dimer is gonna be really good for them. It's gonna help them a lot. And yeah, dimer is just the badge I would go with for that badge. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. It's really just that simple. Then when it comes to the last badge, it can go a lot of different ways. You can go with bailout, stop and go, or even lob city passer. I don't have that on, so if you're a person that really like that, you can go with that too. Flashy passer is also another underrated badge that you can go with too. But yeah, bailout, that's gonna help you get better at any situation. If you go with a bad animation or you're in a double team, it's gonna be better to pass out of that at a way higher rate. Stop and go is gonna help you do better stop and goes. It's just that simple. It's kind of like quick first step, but like it's gonna really help you on speed glitching. So if you're a person that really like to do that, you want to go with stop and go do that. Lob city passer is pretty obvious. It's gonna help you throw better lobs. Then we got badges like flashy passer. When you do flashy passes, it's gonna help you and the person that you're passing to take over. So yeah, that's very, very important to have. So yeah, it's up to you on that. But yeah, that's going to be the best playmaking badge setup in the game. All right, for the defensive badge setup, I got a lot to go over on the defensive badge setup. I got one for the guard and one for the bigs, because the guards and bigs are just so completely different that I just felt like I had to do it. So first things first, we're gonna go over the guards. So first badge I'm putting on as a guard, clamps. That's gonna help you get as many bumps as possible, making it that much harder to get blown by. And it's, in my opinion, the most important badge for any guard build. Whether you're trying to bump people to not allow them to get like the speed glitch and get their dribble moves off that they want to do and stuff like that, it's just so important. So yeah, clamps is the first badge I'm putting on. All right, next is going to be Intimidator. Now, Intimidator is kind of inconsistent on this game, but it's a badge you definitely have to have because it's going to get you the best shot contest on the interior, but mainly for the perimeter for the guards. So yeah, especially with the shot contest being as inconsistent as it is on this game, you really want to have Intimidator. So yeah, that's the next badge I put on. All right, after that is going to be Interceptor. That's going to have you in them lanes as much as possible. And as a guard, it's really important to be in them lanes. It's just that simple. So that is, yeah, so Interceptor is going to make you do better lunges the higher you have it on. Now, if you put it on bronze, don't even waste your badge grades. I would only put it to silver or gold or Hall of Fame. So if you're putting it to bronze, don't even waste your time and put that joint on. It's just that simple. All right, next is going to be Pick Dodger. You know how people play on this game. Everybody sets screens. So yeah, it's really important to have on Pick Dodger, because if you have Pick Dodger on, it's going to make it that much harder to get hit on screens. It's going to be making it that much easier to slip through the screens. So yeah, Pick Dodger is really important to have on. Now, it can be a little bit inconsistent like Intimidator, but everybody use screens, so you definitely want to have that on. And also, if you have it on bronze, you get that part badge to cancel out the other part badge for setting screens. So yeah, you definitely want to at least have it on bronze. So yeah, then when it comes to the next badge, it's going to be Chase Down Artist. Chase Down Artist is a badge that's going to unlock the chase down block animations at bronze. Then when you go to silver, gold, and Hall of Fame, it's going to make it that much faster and jump that much higher on these chase down block animations. So yeah, Chase Down Artist, very important to have on, especially as a guard, even if you're not going against people that's rim running all the time. That's why I put it as pretty much like the 5th most important badge to put on in a badge setup. It's that simple. Then when it comes to the next badge, Pickpocket, that's going to be allowing you to get more bump steals. It's going to be allowing you to pluck people as much as possible. And yeah, it's just a really, really important badge to have on as a guard. It's that simple. It's that simple. I'm telling you right now, Pickpocket, it's a very important badge to have on for the simple fact of just trying to get on ball steals. That simple. All right, next is going to be Rim Protector. Now, Rim Protector is kind of more of a big man badge, but it's going to be enhancing badges like Intimidator and Chase Down Artist. So, you know how Intimidator is inconsistent? It's going to enhance that and make it even better. You know how Chase Down Artist, you're going to be trying to go for Chase Down Blocks. It's going to enhance that and make it even better. So, yeah, it's not only going to be doing that, it's going to be enhancing stuff like that, but it's also going to be improving your blocking ability. It's going to be doing so many different things, mainly for big men. I'm going to go over that later in the video. But, yeah, Chase Down Intimidator, both gonna be enhanced for it. So yeah, why not put it on? Next, and last but not least, is Brick Wall. Now you can go with a lot of different badges. You can go with Lightning Reflexes, you can go with Trapper, you can go with Heart Crusher, but Brick Wall. I went with Brick Wall. Why? Because it's gonna be draining people energy. So going along with Clamps, going along with Pickpocket, whether you're trying to get bump steals or you're just bumping people all the way up the court and draining their energy with Brick Wall, it's just very important. So Brick Wall, it's not just for setting screens, it's for draining people's energy whenever you do physical contact, and that part of it just makes it overpowered even for guards. So yeah, that is going to be the defensive badge setup for guards. All right, so hopping straight into it, the best defensive badge setup for big men. So first badge I think of importance for big men is Rebound Chaser, because you really want to be able to get the boards as much as possible. Now, if you're a person like me, you don't have to put it first. I would go, if I was doing it, I would probably go Rim Protector first, but it's just really important to have it on because everybody has Hall of Fame Rebound Chaser. So yeah, I would say the most important one, the first one I would put on is Rebound Chaser. Next is going to be Rim Protector. That's what I would put on first, to be honest, but I would say like the more global one that you should put on is Rebound Chaser, but yeah, second, Rim Protector. Now, what this Rim Protector does, it's the best defensive badge, so let me show you guys why. It's going to be enhanced badges like Chase Down Artist and Intimidator. It's going to improve your blocking ability. It's going to be giving your teammates takeover whenever you get a block. It's also going to do, it's going to do a lot. It's going to do a lot, but it also unlocks blocking animations that you can't get anywhere else. Just like Chase Down Artist unlocks the Chase Down block animations, Rim Protector unlocks snatch blocks, other blocking animations too. So yeah, Chase Down Artist, it's gonna do so many different things, Rim Protector, and yeah, that's the second most important badge for a big man, in my opinion. Next is brick wall. Brick wall, another really important badge for big men that's just necessary to have. Just like rebound chaser, it's gonna help you set the biggest bodies, and you're gonna be draining people energy. Really mainly for setting big bodies, you know what I'm saying? Because you really wanna have that as high as possible for whatever type of big man you are. But also, it's gonna drain people's energy. So when you're setting screens, boxing out, bumping people, getting up in people's body, whatever you're doing with physical contact, it's gonna be draining people's energy. Next is going to be intimidator. That's gonna help you get the best shot contest. Now, in the paint, I would go a lot higher than bronze. Now, on the guards, I didn't mention this. I didn't mention this for guards. I just said you really want to have it on, but it's inconsistent. In the paint, it's very inconsistent. So I would go with Hall of Fame every single time, but mainly I go with bronze because it's so inconsistent that I really just jump and I just put it on so that I can have a shot contest. Because if you don't use it, people can green anything. They can make anything. So yeah, I'll be helping on the perimeter. I'll be helping on the interior. So Intimidator is actually a very important badge. So I would tell y'all to put on Hall of Fame on your big man builds. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. But yeah, Intimidator is going to be getting enhanced by Rim Protector, and it's going to get you the best shot contest. Simple. Next, Chase Down Artist. Chase Down Artist, I went over it. It's going to help. When you get the bronze badge, when you put it to bronze, it's going to unlock the chase down block animations. When you go from silver to gold all the way to Hall of Fame, you're going to get faster on these chase down block animations and jump that much higher. So yeah, it improves your speed and vertical on chase down block animations. So yeah, it just gets overpowered at gold and Hall of Fame. It's just that simple. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the badge. Next is going to be Interceptor. Interceptor is going to have you in them lanes, and in my opinion, it's one of the most important badges to have as a big man. So every one of these Hall of Fame badges that you see, that's the order of how important they are, and I feel like every big man should have these 6 badges on. It's just that simple. Whether it's on gold, Hall of Fame, silver, you need to have these badges on. It's that simple. All right, next. All right, now I have a lot of other badges to really go over to end this joint off. Next badge I would say is Heart Crusher. Whether you're getting steals or blocks, more for big men, I think it's more important than guards, because you have there's badges that's for big men that's just not as important as they are for guards, and there's badges for big men that are more important, way more important for big men than they are for guards. So yeah, but Heart Crusher, whenever you get a steal or a block, it's going to decrease the opponent's takeover meters, and it's the entire team. And yeah, it's very overpowered. So if you get a steal, a block, or even any type of highlight play on defense, it's going to be doing a lot to the other team's takeover. So yeah, you can make the whole team cold off that. So yeah, that is the next most important badge. I put it to bronze because I wanted to go over 5 other badges too. So let's hop into those. The next badge, Clamps. This is going to allow you to get as many bumps as possible. Now, even on a big, you want to be able to get bumps and stuff like that. So yeah, Clamps is the next most important badge, in my opinion. Next, Worm. Now this is a badge that a lot of big men use. Me, I don't use it because I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? I'm boxing out and I know how to move around in my box out to keep it boxed. It's just that simple. But yeah, Worm is going to allow rebounders to swim and spin around box outs more easily. Now, for if you're like one of these comp big men that only play big man, you need to learn how to worm around people and put Worm on. It's a really big thing to make you even better of a big man. So yeah, Worm is the next badge I will put on. After that, Trapper. Trapper is one of the most overpowered badges in the game. It's literally banning wagers. So if people don't want you to use it, that's how overpowered it is. Makes life difficult for offensive players when trapped. So pretty much whenever you trap people, you know what I'm saying, like double team anywhere on the court, it's going to make it faster of the double team to actually activate to make them pick up the dribble and get into a jump ball. So on the park, if you know how it works on the park, it's going to give you the possession every single time. So yeah, it's very overpowered at the park. At the 5v5 and stuff like that, it's not as overpowered, but on the park for sure, it's definitely overpowered, especially on the threes. Next is going to be Box. Box is going to be kind of like Worm, but for boxing people out. So if people have Worm on, you're going to have Box to cancel that out. And it's really good at helping you just box out people. So this is something I probably could use, to be honest, but I don't use Worm or Box because I'm just like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. But if you feel like you need that because people worm you a lot, go ahead and put on Box. It's that simple. Next, Lightning Reflexes. Now, I was kind of sleep on Lightning Reflexes lately, but people have been putting me on. People have been telling me it's not just what it says in the description. It's going to make you just react to stuff a lot faster. Now, there used to be a thing in 2K called reaction timing. So if you feel like when you go for steals, your reactions on defense is bad, or you slide a lot on defense, which is a really big deal for a lot of people. A really big deal. Or if anything like that, like if you feel like you're doing a lot of things like delayed, or your dude just plays it stupid sometimes, lightning reflexes is going to help you with that type of thing. So yeah, that is going to be the last and least important badge out of all these, but actually it does a lot. It does a lot. So yeah, if it really does all that stuff that I just said, you know what I'm saying, it probably should be higher. But yeah, that is going to be the best defensive big man badge setup. But yeah, man, that is going to be the best badge setup for finishing, shooting, playmaking, and defensive. If you guys want me to do an in-detail video for the finishing, shooting, playmaking, and defensive, going over from 1 through 30 for the guards and bigs for Hall of Fame and gold, all you gotta do is smash, break, and destroy this like button. Get this video to 500 likes. Get this video to 500 likes, and I got y'all. It's that simple. But yeah, man, like I said, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. We on that road to 100K. We getting real close to 100K. We just hit 88K, and y'all boys been going so crazy. So yeah, man, if y'all new to the channel, hit that sub, turn on post notifications, be the first to every single one of our videos. Share this video to anybody you think this will help. But yeah, man, it's your boy Fitz, man, and I'm about to do it, man.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!
Alright, before we go too far into this video, I want to make sure to go over this. Now, we were at 4.2%. We're all the way up to 9.7%. But still, 90% of y'all that are watching my videos aren't even subscribed. I know y'all mess with the videos. We finna be going so crazy, so you might as well hit that sub button. It's that simple.